So in this question, we are asked to find the equation of a line that passes through the point -2, -4 and has a slope of -1. So the best way to do a problem like this is to look at the pieces of information that we have. We know we have a point and we have a slope, or m. Now, in the previous video, we discussed what the equation of a line can be, which we know passes through a point and has a slope m. In those cases, the equation of a line is represented as y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, where m is the slope of the line and the line is said to pass through the coordinate x1, y1. We have all the information in the question, and all we need to do is substitute y1, x1, and m from the given pieces of information in the question. So let's do that. That is y minus the y coordinate of the point that we know through which the line passes is -4. Slope, which is m, that is given to be -1, and x minus x1, which is given to be -2. We can simplify this, and we get y plus 4 equals -x. So you get a minus times minus, that gives you a plus, and you multiply that by -1, that gives you a minus, like so. This turns out to be y plus x plus 6 equals 0. So this is the equation of the line that passes through the point -2, -4, and has a slope of m equal to -1. We can test it, and we can check it just for completeness sake, and substitute -2 and -4 for x and y. We get the value for y is -4, the value for x is -2, plus 6 gives us -6 plus 6, which is 0, which is equal to the RHS, which is 0. So again, LHS and RHS equate, and that is to say that this point does lie on the line. It's just a check that I was doing, even though we know that we started defining the line through a given point through which it passes. But if, say, you don't remember this form of the equation, and you happen to know y equals mx plus c as another form of the equation, which can be readily used if you know the slope and if you know the y-intercept of the line, right there. So let me remind you, the y-intercept of any line is the height at which the line cuts the y-axis. So if this height is c, then and the slope of the line is m, then the equation of the line is given by mx plus c. That's quite a common form. But say we remember this, and we are given this piece of information and the slope as -1. Can we solve it using this piece of information? Well, it turns out we can, and this is how we do it. So first step is to use this point, -2, -4, and put this in the equation. And you can also at that point substitute the value for the slope. We know that m matches with the information that is given in the question, which is the slope. So first step is well, it would be better to input the value of the slope first in place of m, which is -1 times x plus c. So at this point, we know that the slope has the slope of -1, but we don't know at what point it cuts the y-axis, because that is given by our variable c. We're unsure of this variable at this point, but we know that the line takes the form y plus x equals c. I just send the x term to the left-hand side, and this is what I came up with. We know that this line should satisfy the information in the question. So this line must pass through -2, -4. Since we don't know c at this point, we have this piece of information to evaluate the value of c. So c must be equal to y plus x for all the points in the line. Or c must be equal to this particular point. For this particular point, we have y equal to -4 and x equal to -2. This gives us c equals -4 plus -2 is -6. So we get the equation of the line as x plus y equals -6, or x plus y plus 6 equals 0, which is the same as what we got if we used the point slope form of the equation, which was this. And so we get the same thing again. We could have used the point slope form of the equation and just substitute the values for x1, y1, and m very easily, just in a single step. Or we could have taken another route and started with the slope-intercept form. So this is the slope, this is the intercept, and we use the information that the line passes through -2, -4 to solve for m and c. Using the information that the slope is -1, we simply substituted -1 in place of m, as what we did in the first case, but the second piece of information was a bit tricky because it did not indicate simply any point through which the line passes, but actually indicates the intercept of the line. So we had to use that information, substitute it in this equation, and evaluate for C. We ended up getting the same equation as we should have because it's just unique line and it's a single line. So that is how you could have done this question.